What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 155, and we start today's episode off with a game here at White Hart Lane against Chelsea in the Barclays Premier League. So this is a huge game here. This is an early title contender clash, there is no doubt about it. Chelsea, they won the league last year, so you know, as I've said all through the start of the season, we have to challenge for the title this year, and this is a huge game. You know, taking on Chelsea, the holders of the competition, we need to get the points on the board early on, because it's not all about points as well, it's also about showing the opposition that we're here to challenge for your title. We want to take it from you, and we want to make sure that come the end of the season we are sitting top of the table. So it's a massive early title contender clash, there's no doubt about it. And of course we do take on possibly the strongest side in England at the moment in Chelsea, and of course they've got one of our former players in Lloris. We've got two of their former players in Courtois and Gareth Bale, so would any of those players be involved in any goals? Who knows. But the first chance of the game would fall in the 31st minute. Christian Eriksen gets on the ball here and goes on a run, and it's a surging run by Christian Eriksen. He keeps on going, and it's a wonderful run. He keeps on going, he outmuscles his man, but unfortunately he can't get a shot away, and the referee ends up pulling up for a free kick. So what a run by Eriksen, wins us a free kick in a very dangerous position, and it's going to be Christian Eriksen who will also take the free kick. He's so reliable from set pieces, he stands up here, but unfortunately the shot is easily saved by Lloris. Really, I didn't get hold of the free kick very well, and it's still 0-0. But in the 40th minute, another good chance would fall here. Ross Barkley gets on the ball and finds Christian Eriksen. Eriksen finds Sturridge, chips the ball forward towards Julian Draxler, who is all alone. He's beat the offside trap, he's one-on-one, and it is such a cool finish by Julian Draxler. Absolutely superb finish into the bottom corner. It was against Chelsea where he got his first league goal for us with Spurs, and he gets his first league goal here of the season against Chelsea. Very nice finish. It was a wonderful little counter attack, and they beat the offside trap brilliantly. He was all alone. He doesn't have too much pace, Draxler, but he's got enough to get past his man, and the finish was just fantastic. Right into the bottom corner, and it's Spurs 1, Chelsea 0 just before half time. And as if things couldn't get even better from that kickoff, Ramirez loses out to Daniel Sturridge here. Sturridge gives the ball to Draxler. Draxler chips it over the top towards Eriksen with an incredible chip over the top, and Eriksen's chip over the goalkeeper is wonderful. And what a finish by Christian Eriksen. And in a matter of moments we go from being tied at 0-0 to 2-0 up here, so absolutely fantastic. And that goal was just as nice as the first one. Nice little quick pass in, and the ball by Draxler as well. He stops the ball, and you see the way he waits. That is absolutely fantastic. The technique is wonderful, and Christian Eriksen's chip is wonderful as well. Lloris gets caught in no man's land. It's perfectly executed. It's got the perfect trajectory on the half volley. That was just such a wonderful goal. Like, it may seem like a basic goal to you guys, but I really enjoyed scoring it because it just felt so nice, and on the next gen replays it looks so good as well. Lloris sort of just looking over his shoulder. He knows, he don't even need to look at the ball, he knows it's going in the back of the net. The Spurs fans celebrate behind the goal, and Lloris is left to wonder what could have been had he decided to stay at White Hart Lane. But it's Spurs 2, Chelsea 0, and the second half not too much happened after that until the 71st minute when Sturridge takes aim from range, but unfortunately the shot went over the bar. To be honest, the game was quite uneventful, you know, other than the goals, not too much happened, and I hate to say that, I really do, because I came to this game and I was really hoping it would be so action-packed. Every time we faced Chelsea in this career mode, the games have been brilliant, but this one was kind of subpar, to be honest. But we were leading by 2-0, and that's the main thing. And in the 79th minute we get Draxler onto the ball here, and it's a great chance for us to break. Gareth Bale gets onto it, plays a superb free ball towards Daniel Sturridge. He gets past Marcelo here with the Berber spin. It's a great chance to seal the game. Here's the heel-to-heel flick, but a chip shot probably would have found the back of the net had Marcelo not blocked it, but it does go out for a corner. But from that corner it's crossed in by Danny Welbeck towards the head of Sumaro, and unfortunately his header is simply saved by Lloris. So it's still Spurs 2, Chelsea 0. In the 83rd minute, though, a good chance for Chelsea to get themselves back in the game. It's Tunkara who strikes from just a tight angle, but it goes into the side netting. But it's still 2-0. However, from the goal kick, Courtois chips the ball forward towards Gareth Bale, who gives it towards Nathaniel Chalobah. But Chalobah loses out here to Thorgan Hazard. It comes to Mata. Mata rolls through Tunkara, and it's a great finish into the bottom corner by this guy. No idea who he is, but he came off the bench, caused me some problems, and got a goal as well. So Spurs 2, Chelsea 1. Maybe I'll have to look into his signature in January. Who knows? Very hard to stop after since coming off the bench. He changed the game really. But anyway, the game finished Spurs 2, Chelsea 1. We held out for the win, and it's a huge win. Like, I can't even, like, that win just can't be understated, and I mean that seriously, because we beat the holders, we beat the team who I think are going to give us the closest run for our money if we are going to hopefully win the title this year, touch wood. And yeah, I was just so relieved to get the win by 2-1, and I would have preferred a clean sheet. I felt like we shouldn't have thrown that goal away so late on. It was my fault conceding possession with Chalobah, but the fact we got the win is the most important thing, and that is good news for us. It gives us very good motivation coming into this game, our first Champions League game with Spurs here against Spartak Moscow in our group. Of course, we've got Inter Milan, Red Bull Salzburg, and the Russian side Spartak Moscow, so not the toughest of groups. Could have been tougher, but even so, you're not going to take Spartak Moscow for granted. And of course, Inter Milan, a very good side. Red Bull Salzburg, I'd fancy us to beat home and away, but even so, I think Spartak Moscow will give us a run for our money if we do want to qualify from this group. And that's why I didn't rest too many players for this game. Usually in the midweek games, even if it is the Champions League, I usually tend to rest quite a lot of players. But in this game, I played pretty much our strongest first 11 with just a couple of absentees. And the first chance would actually fall to Spartak Moscow. Their number 3 broke clear and rolled it through to Ananidze, but it's a great stop by Courtois to keep the score at 0-0. So Spartak Moscow almost scoring straight away. And like I said, their threat could not be underestimated. And from the corner, they play it short. Lamela makes the challenge, but it goes out for another corner. Again, it's another short corner. I couldn't deal with the short corners in this game. It's crossed in by Krotov towards the head of Waris at the far post, and he puts the ball past Courtois at the near post to make it Spurs 0, Spartak Moscow 1. And from one of the first attacks of the game, Spartak Moscow have the first goal. So like I said, we could not underestimate the Russian side, and yeah, as I said, we were 1-0 down early on. Not a good start for us whatsoever. In the 28th minute, a good chance for us to get back on level terms though. Connor Wickham gets past his man. He's got enough power to keep on going, and he unleashes this fantastic strike from the edge of the area. And what a goal that is by Connor Wickham! Absolutely incredible. I've said a couple of times already this season, Daniel Sturridge is approaching 30, and you'd imagine he'll start to decrease in stats just like Bale is beginning to do so. And I definitely want Connor Wickham to succeed Sturridge. I really think he's got the potential to do that on this game, and that was an absolutely wonderful finish. He's got so much power, Wickham. He may not be as quick as Sturridge, but he's certainly got the power in his shots, and he looks so deadly, and what a strike that was. So Spurs 1, Spartak Moscow 1. In the 31st minute, another good chance for Spartak Moscow. A cross is played into the box, but Christian Eriksen gets the ball away, and we go on a counter-attack here. It finds Connor Wickham, who got our first goal. He double step overs around Tasky here, keeps on going, then a nice little ball roll to get around his man onto his left foot, but he drags his shot wide, and the score is still level at 1 apiece. So still Spurs 1, Spartak Moscow 1 here. In the 39th minute though, how about this? We give the ball away and it comes to Ananidze. It comes to Waris, the goal scorer, who gets past Liao Gutierrez, swings it across towards Romelu. His shot is blocked. We fail to clear it with Korka. Courtois gets caught in no man's land, and it's turned in at the far post to make it Spurs 1, Spartak Moscow 2. So Krotov gets the goal, and unfortunately for us, we are behind once again. And like I said, I came into this game, and although we'd have the strongest side, no doubt about it, I certainly knew it would be a struggle, and unfortunately for us, we were behind now. It was Spurs 1, Spartak Moscow 2, and at half-time I decided to make a tactical change. I brought off Eric Lamela for Nathaniel Klein. I'm sure the fans wouldn't have known what I was doing there, because you're bringing on a defensive right back for a left winger, if you will, or a right winger, depending on where you play Lamela. So that's a bit of an interesting change, really. But the first chance of the point in the 46th minute, straight from kickoff, we played the ball forward towards Eriksen, but his shot goes wide of the post, and it's still 2-1 to Moscow. In the 49th minute, another great chance for the Russian side. A chip ball goes over the top towards Waris, and thankfully for us, Courtois bails us out. Really important stop there by our goalkeeper, and it's still 2-1. So had that goal gone in, we would have been facing defeat for the first time this season in our first Champions League game. Made another substitution here, brought off Christian Eriksen for Nelson Oliveira. The reason in behind this is because I didn't think that Spartak Moscow were doing a good job holding Connor Wickham, and of course Connor Wickham's quite powerful, so is Nelson Oliveira, so having two of those strikers up top could do quite well for us. So Nelson Oliveira comes on, and in the 68th minute, John Johannesson gets on the ball, chips it forward towards Townsend. Brilliant ball. Townsend's shot is saved, but it goes to the Spartak Moscow defender, who tries to clear it, hits Nelson Oliveira, who gets his goal from coming off the bench, and it's 2-2. So a huge element of luck in this goal, because Townsend's shot was brilliantly saved. It was about to be cleared, and Nelson Oliveira just deflects off him and goes into the back of the net. But Spartak Moscow maybe could have had a claim for a handball there, because as you'll see on that second replay, I think he actually struck the hand of Nelson Oliveira before crossing the line. It seemed like he sort of swatted the ball into the back of the net, but even so, the handball's turned off, so they're not going to get any luck. But with 2-2 here, Nelson Oliveira gets the goal from coming off the bench. It's a lucky goal, one of the luckiest goals he'll score, but it's 2-2, and that's the most important thing. In the 75th minute, though, we win the ball here, and we give it to Courtois, and I was desperate to make sure we would get a win in our first Champions League game. I did not want to have a draw, and from the 77th minute, Townsend gets past his man. Really good chance. He finds Nelson Oliveira. He finds John Joe Anderson. Great ball to Nathaniel Klein. Klein crosses the ball in, finds Nelson Oliveira. Goalkeeper's caught in no man's land, and it's Spurs 3, Spartak Moscow 2. So the two substitutes link up, and it's Nelson Oliveira who gets the goal from a Nathaniel Klein assist. And the goalkeeper, I have to say, he'll be disappointed about himself because there was no need for him to rush out there. Had he stayed on his line, no wonder he's got his hands on his head. Had he stayed on his line, he would have been able to probably save that header, but instead he came off his line, got caught in no man's land. The header looped over him, and it was Spurs 3, Spartak Moscow 2. So we completed the comeback, and we are on our way to getting our first win in our first game in the Champions League group. And the 82nd minute, he see Townsend get on the ball, play an incredible through ball to Klein. What a ball by Towns. Klein goes forward and scores as well. So Klein, not the most offensively sort of powerful right back when it comes to scoring goals. He hasn't the most amazing finish in the shot power stats, but he's got enough about him to score some goals, and he gets his second goal for the club. It's a really good finish by Klein, and you know, I brought him onto the side mainly to defend down that right flank, not score a goal, but even so, it's a lovely finish. And it's Spurs 4, Spartak Moscow 2, and the 84th minute could have got even better. Townsend went clear, but the goalkeeper made a good save, and the game would indeed finish at 4-2, because in the 89th minute, the last chance would fall for us as Wickham gets on the ball, plays the ball to Nelson Oliveira, looking for his hat-trick. He finds John Joe Anderson. It's an incredible ball by Anderson. What a ball towards Connor Wickham. Wickham crosses the ball in towards Nelson Oliveira, but he can't get his hat-tricks. It's well saved by the goalkeeper, and the game does finish 4-2, so we get the win by 4-2, which is really important to us. I wanted a good start in our first Champions League game. We got off to a very bad start in the game, but we did get a good win at the end of the game, and that's the most important thing. So a 4-2 win, we collect the first 3 points in our first game, and that was very important for us. And yeah, I was very pleased to make it 2 big wins out of 2. First against Chelsea, now against Spartak Moscow. But as always, guys, we thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow morning.